Okay, we are recording offline.
Hello, future people. We just finished debugging a very silly problem.
Tooling.
Yeah, tooling. What was the key to mute the music again?
F1, I think.
Okay, thanks. So connect. I have the server running already, so localhost,
Nice.
login. Um, and I'm a schemer apparently. Could
Could
not join
not.
map.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Uh,
I'm very confused right now, actually.
oh, actually, I know what the problem is. Maybe. I'm not running the right version of this thing
Oh, that
because I
does
switched branches.
that doesn't explain why it failed. Uh,
It does if there were protocol changes between the commits, which there were because we changed a bunch of stuff on how the maps are represented, right?
oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, that's true. That's okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Here,
Ah,
issue 60.
I was about to get worried again. Don't forget to build though.
I won't git stash checkout git. Should I do a git push? This is just a merge commit.
Nah,
Uh,
you can drop the merge.
drop the merge. Why?
Well, it doesn't matter actually.
Uh, nix build dot hash client.
Here we go. Yeah, but talking about my idea, right? I don't know if it's a good idea yet. Maybe we should combine the states of the HUD, of the chat, and the animation state into a single thing.
That would be the state of the character, kinda, right?
Not really, because a character doesn't know about a chat.
Hmm.
Wait, did you reset the server?
All right, I should because of the this login. Uh, just db reset, just server.
Yeah, now we can go to the application. Oh, we did a merge. Okay, so it actually did recompile a bunch of stuff.
So localhost. I am myself. There we go.
Okay, now go all the way down.
Oh, there's a rock here,
Yeah,
and I can mine it apparently,
with your hands.
but only if I'm right next to it.
No, no, no. You can go a little bit. Yeah. No, no, no. A little bit above. Yeah. Now. Yeah. That. Yeah.
Huh.
Go to the. Go. Oh man, the directionality is a little fucked. Go to the other side of the rock. Look at the rock.
Oh,
Now
I have to
look.
look at the rock.
Yeah. I feel I also introduced that notion. But go
I
go to the
see.
other array. Go to the other side of the rock.
Other side of the rock. This one?
And now look to the opposite direction.
Chop. I see. All right, and then
Is the R that is on the white background fucked in your thing?
yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't know
actually,
why that happens though.
and it actually changes depending on the rest of the text apparently.
I don't understand. Like I still have to figure out what the heck's going on with that.
Like
F
when I
was worst. Worst. That's why I changed to R.
like when I look at the rock, it's kind of okay, but when I look at the tree, it's like a bunch. There are visible artifacts on the letter.
Yeah, I okay, so it's not my imagination. There are artifacts on the R.
There are still a few when I look at the rock. It's just they're less. They're smaller. When I look at the tree, it's like very obvious. Weird, very weird.
Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. I haven't figured it out. But I introduced the notion uh, of the
Okay,
directionality.
I see. Yeah, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Props
pretty
for
proud of
that.
that. Pretty proud of that. Actually took me more time to find a reasonable rock in comparison to implementing that.
This is a very nice rock, Lemos.
Really, it kind of looks like crap to me. Like,
Like literal crap, right?
yes, exactly. The one that I wanted had a really annoying visual artifact that because I could not open Blender, I could not delete it. So I
Yeah,
had to settle for this one.
this is a very lumpy rock.
Yeah, but anyway, this is the state of stuff. So what do I want to do? What do we want to do actually?
Uh,
We want we want you to press R and then the bar. Don't forget to log out, by the way. And then when you press that, uh, the pop-up will actually disappear, and we will actually go into another state of the process, which is the one of gathering, and then the progress bar will appear. So that's what we want to do.
I see. We don't have a notion of a state for the character yet, other than just idle and moving, right?
Yeah, we have two separate internal states, like I told you. We have the state of the inputs, which is either writing or not writing, because in that way, if you are in writing, we capture your inputs and you are not moving in doing stuff, you're actually writing to the chat. Or, and you also have the state of the animation, which can be either like stop, like idling or walking.
I don't think we should combine the two states actually.
Yeah, I also don't
Consider
think we
this.
should.
Yeah, consider this, Lemos. What if the person is playing with a pedal for some reason and they
Look how
and they
your example
bind
starts.
the hotkey for collecting resources to the pedal? They can type in the chat and press the pedal at the same time, right?
I don't know if we're gonna support that though, because that's kind of cheating, in a way.
Is it?
Yeah, because you are not supposed to be able to do anything else when you're using the chat.
That's a consequence of the fact that the chat requires you to use the keyboard, though.
I would go further. I would say that this is a consequence of like if we allow the player to do multiple stuff while chatting, we are kind of removing the pressure of choosing to chat. You see, I-
Okay,
like
do we plan to
do we want to make that a very active decision or not?
okay, do we plan to do anything with the mouse in this game?
Um Actually, yes. You will control your inventory using the mouse. You will control your marks. So like, if you have at some point in a very distant future, you're gonna press M, and that will open the big map in out and like a bigger. The mini map will actually expand into a larger full map.
Right. When you want to be able to put markers on the map,
Yeah,
I see.
exactly. And then that will have that mark will actually appear on the HUD with the direction that you should walk towards in order to go there. So you're also going to use the mouse for that. And you also will use the mouse for directionality for the abilities, right? So if you press a particular skill using the keyboard, you may have to add a second input to select like, oh, the angle of this cone, which is my freezing ability. This is the angle, and you control the angle and the selection of the angle using the mouse. Like League of Legends, have you played that?
No, I've played Dota.
It's the same thing. So
No, it's
when
not.
no, it
There
is
are
this no, it
flavors.
is exactly the same mechanism that I'm talking about.
But yeah, you click on a skill, the cursor turns into a targeting thingy, and you click where you want to use the skill, right?
Exactly. So that will also be using the mouse on my books.
Okay, so we're not using the mouse for stuff like moving, right?
No, moving will be 100% on the keyboard.
Okay, what happens if... Huh, are we capturing the arrow keys when the person is typing as well?
We're capturing everything.
Okay.
But I'm not in favor, like all of this to say that I'm also don't think we should combine them. Maybe we should expand this state animation thing to have to be like a character state, and some of the states have animation consequences. Maybe.
That's probably more sensible, actually.
Um, okay, if that's the case, we should extract this state out of the animation struct
Where are we even using this in the animation, though?
in the animation.zig.
Animation.zig.
Here it is.
We kinda aren't, actually.
We are lines 10 and to 18.
Oh, right, this has that type.
Yeah. So if we're walking, because here's the thing. I don't know if I ever explained this to you, but but this comes from the database.
That's
uh,
actually fine, I think.
no, that's not fine because now we're gonna have to introduce the new states of gathering to the database as well if we plan to combine them. Anyway, let me explain. Can you go back to animation.zig? I'm gonna explain real quick styles what the heck's going on there. So
Okay.
here's what's going on. If you're walking, the animation for walking has a counter, which determines which frame of the collection of frames you are in. This counter is only being saved into the client, uh, and there are two animations. So there is something called anims on line 7 there. There are only two animations available on this particular model that we are using, which is the standing one and the walking one. The walking one is the 0, no, the 1, and the idling is the 0 one, as you can see on line 19 and line 12.
I see.
So then, if you're walking, we're going to increment the counter on line 13. That makes sense. And if you reach the total amount of frames for that particular animation, we're going to reboot you. And that's what happening in line 16.
I see.
And standing is just standing, so it's just one line in there.
You know, I kinda miss the typos that we used to have.
What do you mean?
You know, back before we had this model, we had another one which didn't have any animations. It was just a T-pose, and when you walked, you would just slide while.
Oh, the knight with the T-pose, yeah.
Um, yeah, but that means we actually don't have resource collection animation, do we?
No, but that's
To
not gonna
play.
happen. No, but that's not going to happen because I'm not learning Blender, and I don't think nobody is. And for now, the gathering animation will be just standing.
Okay, just idle. It will be the same as idle, but we will also have a progress bar on the screen, right?
Yes, the progress bar is completely unrelated to the animation.
Okay. Well, in that case, first of all, this is not really an animation state, right? This is just going to be a character state.
Yeah, I agree on that.
And this is probably gonna break a bunch of stuff. Actually, let's do this first. Let's put this back here for a moment.
Yeah, that's a very good thing that you're doing right now.
And this is in two places apparently.
Yeah, because the
Here
server needs also to remember what the heck you were doing.
and here. And then we can get rid of this. And this can lose the underscore. Alright.
Okay, assuming that in
So
the future we will have animations for each single individual gathering state, I think we should have the three states of that are available depending on the resource. So I think we have mining, we have chopping, and we're gonna have what? Gathering, I think.
don't can't we just use like the attack animation? We're eventually going to have an attack animation, right? Eventually.
But
Hopefully.
eventually you're gonna have infinitum. So yeah,
Does that have to be different from mining and chopping?
of course. That doesn't make sense that the animation that you're using to use a sword is the same animation that you're using to use a pickaxe or an axe. Doesn't make sense.
But that's like having different weapon types to attack with, right?
Wait, so you want to make a pickaxe attack be the animation of using the pickaxe properly?
I mean, when you mine a rock with a pickaxe, you have to strike the rock with the pickaxe, which is the same thing you do when you strike an enemy with a pickaxe.
Uh, like I'm not a
Like,
fighter. I don't know this for a fact, but I would bet that people would use pickaxes in those two scenarios very differently. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, if you're fighting another opponent that's also armed, then yes. But if you're fighting like a wild beast or a monster or something that doesn't have intelligence and doesn't use tools, you would probably just try to go for probably hit it in the gut or something because the torso is a larger target than the head.
Okay, for now let's put attack here. I think we're gonna regret that, but that's fine. If in the future we regret, that's okay.
Uh, idle walking. Actually, here's a question, Lemos. Do we need to add? Actually, this is not relevant for the front end, but like we're going to save this state in the database as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we are, for instance, collecting a resource and we save that to the database for some reason, don't we also need to record which resource we are trying to collect? Uh,
Mm, I would say no because you can be in a state of mining or chopping something, but the database only cares about the resource in which you're particularly doing that on if you complete the action.
right.
So my opinion is that if you're chopping a thing and at the 90% bar of the progress bar you lose power with a blackout in your house, when you come back, your character will be doing the animation of chopping, but it will not be from the 90 percentile on that particular tree.
Uh, okay, consider this. There are two resources next to each other. One you can gather in 2 seconds, the other you can gather in 5 minutes. What if you start gathering the faster one and then Hmm.
No, if you start gathering the faster one, and then you're done, the database will now it matters for the database because you
No, no,
collected
no. You
something.
start you start gathering the faster one, but then when you say you're done, the client actually tells the database, I just finished gathering the slower one.
No, no, no,
You
but
can
that no, 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 but that is not that's a separate problem. That what you just said is the problem of how can the server trust the client, which is a problem that we already have. How can you prove to the server that you actually are in the position you're reporting you are?
the server knows your position.
No. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It's not checking the feasibility of you going from 1010 to 1000,000.
Well, it should.
No, but that's what I said. It should, and we will do that. But that's when we actually that's the next step. That will be kind of 030 version of the game, in which we're gonna make the server play the game.
Okay. Uh, you think this is fair for a state?
Well, if you're not doing attacking, which is what you said before of using the pickaxe as a weapon, I think we should
I
have
was
separate states for each particular resource type of gathering. So mining,
I was thinking
shopping.
because I was thinking this. Aren't we conflating the choice of animation with the character states? Because those are related, but they're not exactly the same.
It,
Like,
I agree with that, but in this particular case, I don't see why we wouldn't bound these to animation. Because in the future we know there will be an animation.
yes, but the point is, you don't need to use only the states to select the animation. You can also use the target that you are collecting for the animation.
Ah, I see what you're doing. I don't know. I don't have a strong preference for either approach, but
Because when it comes to attacking with a weapon, you have the same problem, right? If you have a state attacking, but you're attacking with a spear, that should have a different animation from attacking with a sword, right?
yes. Okay, no, I think you convinced me. I think it's better for us to use two pieces of information instead of just a state in order to determine, okay, this should be the animation in this particular case, and so on and so forth.
Actually, that goes for walking as well. Like, if you have. Well, we don't have this currently, but suppose that it was possible for two players to have different walking speeds. Then the walking animation should depend on how fast you are actually walking as well, right? In order for it to look right.
Yes, yes, but that's like you said, that's really not how it works right now. Especially because there's no notion of heaviness. You cannot be more heavy than anyone else at the moment.
That is not necessarily the same thing as walking speed, Lemus.
Well, that is 100% related.
A car is faster than a person, but it's also heavier.
Well, why is that the case though? Because you can upgrade the capability, like the strength of the car, right? Right now you cannot do that. All the characters have the same strength.
Okay, so we have a new state, which means that
Yeah, but that underscore may be a problem
why?
because uh, now that this is a state in which we are going to retrieve from the database, this is going to become a binary coming from Postgres. And I don't know if it's good practice in Postgres enums to have underscores.
To have underscores in Postgres enums.
Yeah, because if you
I
open
mean,
a SQL file for the character,
uh, this is in not client, server
database,
database
uh, probably migrations, and then
migrations.
there's something character. There it is. It's already there. So you see there, we're gonna add a thing in there. Is it good practice to have an underscore in there?
Why would it not be?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a
I mean,
professional Postgres.
are you not? You are not a professional Postgres,
Yeah, professional Postgres developer.
right? Because what you're saying is okay. Normally, you would prefer to do this with a space, right?
No, I don't even know what's the deal with that. Do they use underscores? Do they use dashes? Do they use spaces? Does it matter?
Uh, the answers are I don't know. I don't know. It probably does matter, but only because of, well, a space is not a dash, right? It matters for equality.
Okay, let's
Uh,
actually also fix this thing. Let's make all of these capitalized, and let's put an underscore in the middle there.
but then we will have to capitalize it on the Zig side as well.
You won't, because we're gonna change the transformation function.
Okay.
So let's make all of these capitalized, and let's use underscore as well in that.
Mm,
Okay. Now, let's go to character.url, I think.
let me just do this.
Okay, so grep state here. Uh,
State type.
we're gonna have to transform back and forth.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Uh, okay, that's very annoying. Uh,
Can we just not?
okay. Okay. Can we just not? That's so great. The laziness. Uh, it's fine. Uh, okay. In that case, it's already done, right? I think this is okay.
Right. So we can collect resource. If we try to compile, this is actually going to fail because there's a switch on a value of this type, right? And we just added a new tag here.
Yeah, we should change that into a catch-all and add a to-do saying that this should not be a catch-all.
Wait. Um, all right, this is not committed. So client Zig build.
Yep.
Okay, it's just the one place. So
Yeah, but we should just add a catch-all in there and add a to-do.
no, we can just do this. Collecting resource. There we go.
Yeah, that also works. Uh,
By the way, it's so nice that I have ligatures now because I'm using Ghosty. Look at these arrow lemmas.
that's true, huh? Oh, okay. I feel like this is a little bit more closer to Haskell now. In Rust, because I also have ligatures in Rust. Cool. That's nice. That's very nice. Okay.
Uh,
Wait, what happens if
okay.
you do the percent, ampersand, ampersand?
This?
Oh, it doesn't change to the logical operator. Rust does.
I mean, depends on the font you're using, right?
Yeah. But well, anyway, that's fine. Okay. Now, what we need to do? We need to. Uh, well, let's see if this works. This is already a commit.
All right, let's just db reset, right?
Yeah.
Actually, we changed the schema. Do we need to do something other than db reset? No, right?
No, no. The reset will also drop the schemes.
just server. All right. Nix build client.
We should not have broke. This should, the we should not have anything broken.
And then connect localhost, login. I'm myself. Scheme. Let's be silver. Um, okay. Yeah, behavior-wise, nothing changed, right? Because
Oh,
we added a new state.
can you go to the is there a bush that I added? Can you go up the up? Oh, actually no. None of these are resources. Okay. Okay. No problem, no problem. Yeah, this is just let's just commit. That this is fine. Don't forget to log out.
Uh, Here, logout. And actually, yeah, let's just kill this. All
Ah,
right.
I have an idea,
So,
but I don't know if I like the idea yet. But okay.
okay. So first of all, I'm going to commit this separately because this has
Yeah,
nothing
that
to
makes
do with
sense.
what we're doing.
Yeah, you can commit that separately. That's fine.
Update README to note requirement on Nix run command. Okay. And then everything else, I can just commit everything, right? We just move the state, added a new tag, and fix this switch to make it exhaustive again. Uh, so git commit. I think you can actually just do this. Um, Add new state for resource collection. This can be a push. Okay, now what? We need to.
You need to go to the main, not main. I think it's main.zig inside the game folder maybe. Yeah, so there should be a function. Oh no, I changed. It's not in here anymore. It's in the main.zig inside the HUD.
Inside the HUD.
Yeah, because at some point oh, there was two reasons. There were two reasons that I did that move. The first is because this thing is kind of a HUD related thing, and I think you were the one mentioning that.
Hmm.
And the second reason is because there is a difference between like runtime of Raylib if you're drawing 3D stuff and if you're drawing 2D stuff, and you have to swap the modes explicitly. So
Right.
because I'm already doing a swap to draw the HUD, instead of doing increasing the amount of swaps, which I think hurts performance, I'm just doing it in here because this is already in 2D mode.
Okay.
But here's the situation now. So after you do detect resources, we need to detect if you pressed the letter R when having the message on screen.
Right. So basically, um, whatever condition we're using to decide whether or not to display that message, we need to check the same condition and check also if you just pressed, actually if you are holding
Holding.
the R key.
Yeah. And there's more. If you just started, like if you were already pressing from the previous stick, that means that we should actually render something completely different. We should not render the badge anymore.
We should not render the badge anymore.
We should render the
Right,
progress
because
bar.
yeah, right, because there's no point in having that and the progress bar at the same time because one implies the other kinda.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to think about
Uh,
that.
okay, I think yeah, I think we're going to need to remember. Uh, do we? Yeah, we're gonna need to remember which resource you were looking at in the previous tick, and then if you are still looking at the same resource and you are not holding the key but you press it, we should start from zero. That means we should probably record when you started holding the key.
I don't think it needs to do all of that. I think that if you are in a different state, as outside of collecting resources and you are holding, the first stick should set the state to collecting. But it will all before that, it will still show the badge. Then the next stick, another if comes along and checks. If you are holding R and you are in the state
Collecting.
collecting resources, then you're going to show the progress bar. And you're right about remembering which resource we started the entire process on.
And also when you press the key.
The when is a little bit. Oh, but that's to do the percentage calculation for the internal rectangle, I guess.
Yes, because otherwise if you don't know when you started holding the key, then you don't know how long you've been holding the key because there's no way to compare that with the current time. And that implies that you don't know how far along you are in collecting the resource.
Okay, let's go to the state.zig and add those things because that's where we remember stuff. No, character.zig, sorry.
A game or menu? Game, right?
The game one. Yeah, so we should actually have three separate fields, I guess, which is.
Animation, stats, model, position, inventory. Should this go in the inventory?
I don't think so.
Uh,
Maybe we should introduce like a namespace called
targeting.
targeting. That's actually not a bad one. But I think it should be a struct with multiple things inside. Maybe it should be a tagged union actually. Because if you're targeting a resource, the value is a resource. If you're targeting an enemy, that the value should be an entity or whatever we're gonna call it.
Right, let's do that. So this needs to be an optional union of an enum.
What the heck is that? Oh, that's just. Oh no, no, that I know what is that. That's just new syntax for me.
What do you mean?
I never thought like I knew you could do inlining of the types. You don't have to declare the enum separately or the union separately, but I never saw that with a question mark in the beginning.
I mean, this is just saying this is optional, right? Because maybe you're not targeting anything.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the
Although
first.
that could also just be a different tag. I could just say none or something. But
No, 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 but I think the intent is better represented with the optional there. Okay, so the first thing is a dot is a resource, and the value should
resource
be whatever we are holding on that map that I already forgot what it is.
needs to
Go.
be a coordinate pair, right?
No, not only. There's more information. Go to state.zig.
State.zig. state.zig.
Yeah.
Resource table.
Yeah, that
It's a hash.
messages.resource. That's something that we need to remember. Yeah,
Messages.resource.
we need the kind, the quantity, the capacity, the base extraction amount, the base extraction time. All of this is important for the what we are doing here.
We kinda need the. Do we
I,
need the position?
I don't think we need the position because if you are holding R and you are collecting a resource, the position doesn't really matter now because the only thing that matters for the progress bar are the kind because that will imply that your tools matter. Whatever tool you're using matters based on the kind. The quantity matters because maybe it's the maybe you're gonna well that we need to represent that somehow on the screen as well. The capacity also needs to be on the screen, and the base extraction amount and the base extraction time depend. It's the velocity thing for the progress bar.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, what if you're mining a rock and a monster comes along and knocks you away from the rock?
Mm. So your idea is that we need to save the position because if you get knocked out, that means that you are not gathering anymore. I see. Well, actually, sort of, because if you are being attacked, I think that would change your state. You would not be collecting resources anymore, and that would be the way that we would get out of the loop. Uh, but whatever. But we can go with the position for now. That's fine.
This is in a map, right? This is in a hash map.
Yeah.
A hash map, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But this is a mutable hash map. A pointer to this thing is not something we should hold willy, like carelessly. I should say. Hmm.
And a pointer
Hmm.
would not help us. Out of which entry is the one that we care about? Oh, your plan
Uh,
would be to just save the key and have a pointer to the map, so then we would do a lookup in there.
I was more thinking having a pointer to the entire entry because we can use the key to find the location of the entry in the hash map and grab a pointer to that. But the problem is that the position of an entry in a hash map is not stable, right? Because the hash map may be resized, so that's not very safe.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's not very safe.
we can just save the position, and if we need the resource, which we will, we can just do a lookup. Is that a problem?
Are lookups in this implementation on one?
They are.
So that's fine.
Okay, so we have to save this messages.position
Need to go
character.
character. Yeah, go to the character. Yeah, message dot position in here.
Do we already have this? We do.
Yes, we do have messages. Messages dot position. Nice. For now, I think that's it. We don't have anything
Right,
else for now, but in
because
the
there's.
future we will.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so now what we need to do is the following. You need to go to the HUD main.zig, and we need to change significantly the functions that I did. Yeah, detect resources and detect resource both need to change.
They both need to change.
Yeah, because now in that if there, line 63, if that if does something different than just printing now.
Right. Is key pressed will keep returning true as long as you hold the key, right?
No, but there is a different thing. There is a different function for that.
I think that one is called is key down, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yes, I think so. But that's the thing though. If you press the key, we need to change the state, and on the caller of these detect resource functions, we need to check the state before going doing all of this, because we don't want to
Yeah,
draw the badge anymore.
right. Detect resource. Right, we can just put a check before we try to detect the resources if we are already collecting something, right? And then we
Well,
can avoid this entire call.
yes, that's exactly what I want.
Okay, so if we detect a resource, if the key is pressed, and do we have the game state? We do. Game state dot character, right?
You can just do entity dot something.
Entity dot something. Oh,
56.
oh, right. Entity dot state. Do we have state? Oh, I think I didn't move where the
Oh, no, no, no. I know what's the problem. You need to do entity dot stats dot state
state
type,
type.
and if
Why
that is
state
equal,
type?
it's what we were changing the under the file. If this is equal to, well, it needs to be different than collecting resources.
Well, look at this Lemos. It's
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, no, yeah. Rust feelings.
Uh,
If that's the case, in line 63, we should actually change the state type to be the correct thing.
uh, we should change the state type to be. This is a pointer, right? I can just do this then.
Yeah, entity.stats
Entity.
state type equals, well, star.
Entity is already a pointer actually, so this should be fine. Equals
Collecting resources.
collecting resource.
Yeah. But here's the situation. I think, I really do think that uh, uh, detect resources, detect resources on line 74, copy that if,
This one.
yeah, copy that,
Why?
because we're going to do another if that returns preemptively, which is player dot state type equals collecting resources. We're going to return immediately in there.
Why? Where is this code that we need to do that?
74.
Oh, they are all called. We only call the text resource in here, right?
Yep.
So I can just say if this is writing
Or
or player dot stats dot state type is collecting resource, we
then
return.
you get out of here.
And this is
Perfect.
okay.
Then on main dot. Oh, that's gonna suck. Wait a moment.
We need to set the target somewhere as well.
Well, let's set it in here. In that immediately after line 65.
Oh, it's not states, it's stats actually.
No, no, no. But yes, stat. No, it's not inside stats. Targeting is not inside stats. It's inside entity.
It's directly in entity.
Targeting dot resource, and the value will be, what did we settle? We settled for
It
position,
needs
right?
to be the position, yes.
So it needs to be, I think it's the X and Y thingies.
It is, but
Oh no, that's wrong though.
it needs to,
We
it needs to be this actually.
Yeah.
Messages dot. Let's do an explicit type here because
Yeah, that's
I don't
safer.
want this.
Awesome.
And we don't have messages in this namespace.
We don't.
We can just add it.
No, no, no.
I
But
think this is not the right
probably, yeah,
path.
probably gonna have to do dot dot slash dot dot slash server slash messages. I think maybe. Actually, you need to do another dot dot because if you do one, no, wait. There are two folders. No, this is correct. This is correct. I think this is fine. Okay. There's another problem though.
Okay.
We need to make a function. Damn. Okay, so immediately after detect resources happens, on all the way down there, we're gonna make
Okay.
maybe progress bar resources or something. We should make a resources.zig file and have these functions there.
Resources.zig. That seems sensible because we're adding a bunch of features related to that.
That's, you
Uh,
said that's insensible or sensible?
no, that's sensible because yeah, we're adding a bunch of functions related to that. Let's do this later though, because otherwise we're going to move a bunch of stuff around. I would rather.
We would move only two functions, but that's okay.
Okay.
So
Uh,
progress bar resources.
why not draw resource
Progress bar?
bar?
Sure. You need to pass the game state for it. It's already a pointer. Okay, now let's implement this function.
Uh, okay. Draw resource progress bar. And this.
I don't think this needs a try. Yeah, by the way.
Right. This shouldn't fail, right?
This should not fail. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is checking if we should be here at all. So
Shouldn't it
another,
be outside of this function though?
I don't think so because that will bloat the at function. As you can see,
Uh,
it's already huge. It does a bunch of stuff. I don't really want those conditionals happening there. That's why we are doing 77, for instance.
I actually would rather have the conditionals float out as far as possible.
Well, that's gonna bloat the at function, but that's fine then.
Because here's the rationale. If you do that, then you would tend to have a lot of logic all in one place. So you can see the entire decision flow in a single location in the source code instead of being spread across multiple functions.
But that's unavoidable though. We are already doing that. We are already spreading the logic between detect resources, detect resource, and draw resource progress bar. Lines 67, 68 are part of the logic that we are implementing in a separate function. This is the setup.
The point is that these ifs here, they are necessary for this function, so they cannot float outside of it, otherwise the function is gonna break, right? But this if here is not essential to this, we could just pull it out.
But we can do that, no problem. I just don't see a lot of gain on doing that in this particular case because I rather have the detect resources logic kind of contained in a single
But
place.
it still is. We would just say
No, it isn't. Now the detection is outside of the detect resources.
the problem is that by having this here, you are conflating how to detect resources, which is this, with when to detect resources, which is this.
You're conflating when and how. That's the argument.
Yeah.
I don't have strong feelings towards any of them, so we can put this out. I just think it's gonna make the add function really fucking bloated.
Well, this logic is unavoidable inside of the add function. It's just, in this case, it's now hidden inside of detect resources.
Yeah, so it's the responsibility of the detect resources functions. It's not the at responsibility, and now will be. That's okay. Like I can live with that. We just need to remember to flip the equals there.
Okay. Let's focus on this first, though.
No,
So,
but we came to this conversation because I talked about doing the ifs of should we be here in the draw resource progress bar. We need to do ifs to get out of here.
okay. Well, in that case, let's move this first then.
Man, I'm so fucking inconsistent in this file. I have called the same thing three different names.
The same thing, three different names.
I call it character, I call it player, and I call it entity.
Uh, that is true.
Jesus fuck.
If, well, uh, if it is the case that this is not writing
And
and we're not collecting the resources,
then we do no draw
then
player.
we,
No, draw player should come before this if.
right, so draw players should come first.
Yeah. Then you can put those two things in there.
Detect resources.
Yeah, that's for sure one. And then the if for the draw resource progress bar is you are not in writing and you are in collecting resource.
In that case, we can do something like this actually. If we're not writing, then if the if we're not writing and we are collecting a resource, then we draw the progress bar.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we detect resources.
Yeah, that works.
And this can go away. Format.
I'm a little bit anxious that maybe we should also on line 118 we should detect if we have a targeting. But I don't know if it's worth it. Is there such a case in which you can be in collecting resources but have no targeting?
Well, technically, the representation that we have for the player allows that.
Yeah,
So,
the types are allowing that scenario to happen.
hmm,
But there's no really a way around that because the state will change the animation stuff, and the targeting changes. Uh, well, we can try. We can kind of use the targeting as an animation trick as well. Then,
the targeting.
yeah, if the targeting is null and you are idling, that means that you are just standing. If the animation state is idling and you have a targeting, that means that you're doing something else. We are kind of spreading the state information across two different types instead of having to in the collecting resource thing. That's an option. I'm not saying we should go for it
Hmm.
because right now we have kind of redundant information in a certain sense because we know that if you are in collecting resource, you do have a target, but the types are not enforcing that notion.
Uh, right. Right, actually. Yeah, the targeting and the states, they are kind of two parts of the same thing, in a sense.
Well, not really, because if you're walking, we don't care about your targeting at all. But if you are idling and you do have a target, then we care.
Well, you could say that if you are walking, you have a target direction, no?
Yeah, but that's not how the physics are being done there.
But it's how we handle the inputs, right?
Well, it is sort of. Uh,
Okay, what if instead of calling this targeting, we call this action? This is collecting resource, and then we can be walking, which has no state, well, has no payload, I should say, or we can say that the known, well, we can get rid of this and say idle instead, I
and that's
guess.
also void. Yeah, you can also remove the enum from line 51 and just put state in there. Um, okay, let me think a bit. That causes some problem. That causes a little bit of a problem because we cannot remove the state enum because that's going to come from the server. But we kind of want to do that now. We kind of want to have just the tagged union there, and the state is just inside the tagged union at this point.
I mean, we can do what is it? Enum, and then we define state to be,
Oh, using a comp time trick, I guess.
yeah, the state would be the type of uh, this dot action, except this dot action is an union, so this actually needs to be a type info instead.
The fact that you remember all of these comp time tricks, dude.
And then we need to grab the, what is it, child type or something. let me just double check real quick. Um, Type. Um, oh, right. We need to actually say dot union dot tag.
Goddamn.
Tag type, actually. And we need to assert that we do have a tag type because this is a tagged union. Yeah, this should work.
Okay. But there's still a little bit of redundant information, I would say.
Why?
Because state is inside the tagged union, but we cannot get rid of state because of the server.
What do you mean?
Man,
Oh, right, because there's a state in the character stats as
but
well.
here's what we can do though, which is kind of fun. We can we can ooh, that's gonna be a little bit complicated though. We can save the position of the resource that you're collecting in the server as well. Then we can just deserialize this tagged union instead. You see what I'm talking about?
Y- Yeah, I do.
Um, and you know what's the best part? I think we can even do that relation at this point because the primary key of a resource is a position.
It actually is, indeed.
So, but that's going to be a lot of work though for now. Like we're already 1 hour in, and I kind of don't want to touch that at the moment. So let's skip the redundancy for now.
Uh, Let me um, just uh, client build actually, just to make sure. Unused function argument has no member named action. Oh, right, because this is not actually an instance. Hmm. This is not actually an instance of a thing. Okay, in that case, I can make it an instance by saying this and undefined.
In that case, I can just make one out of thin air.
Does this break?
Yep.
Expected type found this union. Oh, right, because I forgot. I actually do need to have the type of here.
Man, look at this cursed thing. Look at that
There
shit.
we go.
Look at that. Type info
No,
of type of as this defined. Look at this sequence of characters, dude.
but it says exactly what it's doing, right? We have a value of this type of this particular struct. We don't care what it is, so we just say undefined. We grab the action out of that. We grab the type of the action. Then we grab the info of the type. We assert that it is a union. We grab the tag type and assert that it exists.
Cursed. Let's see if it works. And it
It does.
it does. Actually, it does. God damn. Let's fix that problem there. State.zig. Let's go there.
Let's go.
Can you remove the terminal down there? It's not doing much right now.
There we go.
So 130, 132.
Right,
Oh, you need to
because
put
we
a
added.
yeah, put a default value on that tagged union.
Uh, right. I think actually I can do it here, right? Where
Yes,
is.
yes. You can just do equal something here. Idle.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
default to idle. We just stand around if we're not doing anything else.
Yeah, that's fine. What is the problem now? Okay,
The
unused
function that we
functional
started
parameter.
writing. Yeah, there
Okay,
we go.
that's cool. Yeah, but now shit is wrong. Wait a moment. You didn't save the file then.
What do you mean?
Uh, there's no targeting anymore, and we
There's
didn't blow up. Go to
uh,
main.zig inside HUD. Yeah, there. How
hmm.
come?
Entity is this, which is this, which is this file. Huh. You know what it could be?
Doo-doo-doo.
You know what it could be? Uh,
Maybe it's a separate step, further step, and it broke on unused functional parameter.
could be, but they should fix it anyways.
Yeah, no, this should fix it. Okay, let's go back to the function. Draw resource progress bar.
Okay, here we are.
Oh no, no,
Oh,
we need.
it's in the same file even. I see.
Yeah, yeah, no, but we need to go back to down there, all the way down. We started discussing this because of the if. Uh, uh, so what we should do is we should switch on the action maybe. I don't know. Do, actually, not really. Okay, this is fine. Will this work though? Like I didn't know you could just not ignore the value of the tagged union like that.
You can. It's unambiguous when you say, okay, I'm comparing a union to a tag. That's unambiguously saying, okay, I can just grab the union, ignore the payload. I have a tag. I can compare the tag. You see?
Perfect. And now we can go to the function.
Now we can go to the function.
Okay, so the first thing that we should do is retrieve the resource.
Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, okay, this type checks.
Yeah, but the first thing that we should do is to retrieve the resource from the map. That's the first thing that we should do. Using the key. Right.
Um,
Oh, wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. We should also do something else. Go to the if down there that we were talking about.
go to the if.
If that if checks, we want the value, we want the payload and pass that as an argument. Because otherwise we're going to have to do this check again up there.
Okay, we can do that. Actually, I think the easiest thing to the easiest way to do that is to do a switch. Actually,
That's a little bit unfortunate, but
switch
okay.
character action. If it's collecting resource and we grab the position,
Yes.
then we say
Then we call draw resource progress bar. You pass the game state and you pass the position. Everything else goes to detect resource. Okay, now we're talking. Now we don't need to do this check again up there. Uh, don't forget to put position being messages.position, the type. There we go. Okay, now the first thing that we do is do a lookup. We go to the game state and we need to grab the resource table, which I already forgot what's the name of. Um,
uh,
resources.
I don't think this is correct actually. Game state dot, let's see, init scene allocator game state dot world dot map resources.
And then we need to do the lookup, pass the position, This probably can fail, but we
It,
can assert that it won't in here.
we can assert that it won't.
So just question
Should
mark in
we?
there.
Should
Yeah.
we assert that it won't?
Well, right now it's a given. This will never fail. But in the future, when we allow object resource destruction, such as like an NPC comes to you and starts throwing fire at you, and and eventually we will burn the resource. So this lookup may fail in that future, but it's a very, 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 very distant future.
Okay. Would you say that the correct thing to do in that case is just to return early?
No, because if this fails, we should change the state of the character back to idle, because it doesn't make sense to be in the collecting resource anymore.
Okay. Game state dot character dot action equals idle.
Yeah, you're gonna have to duplicate that with the stats.state type as well, unfortunately. Because and make a to do in here because we should remove this redundancy.
Redundant. Remove redundant representations
Yeah, pretty much. Okay,
of reality.
if this doesn't fail and we have the resource, now we can start doing stuff about it. Um,
Okay.
mm, my proposal is the following. I think there is already a resource.zig file, and then in that file we're gonna make the progress bar, and then that will receive as an argument a resource, and that's it. This is it for this function.
It will receive a resource. Okay. Um, that does remind me actually. Hmm. Should we? We are not recording when we started collecting the resource yet.
But you are
Is
right.
that
We
a
should.
problem?
That is a problem because how are we gonna do the progression, the rectangle expanding, the internal rectangle expanding if we don't know how much time has passed? We need to know that.
Okay. What if we do something like character? What if we do something like this? Pub fun set action, and it's going to take um, a pointer to. Do we have an alias for this? We don't. Okay, a pointer to this, and an action which should probably be a separate type now that I think about it.
Probably.
Const action equals this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to return void. It's going to return void, and what it's going to do, this is probably shadowing, right? Field after declarations. Right, the fields cannot be interrupted.
I have another thing though. What about line 54? The type of that being a tuple.
Line 54 being
No,
a
now it
tuple.
changed. Now you moved. It's line 36 now.
36 being a tuple.
Yeah, in which the first thing is the position and the second thing is the timestamp.
The first thing is the position and the second is the timestamp. We can do that, I think.
And then your set function is basically just doing the time management for us. Because then we don't have to pollute the other module with that.
I was thinking actually of having a separate field saying when the action was changed last, like action updated, and I don't remember off the top of my head what the type of.
Dude, but I don't know if I like that because we may start a tendency of like velocity last updated, position last updated, action last updated. Like, don't I think that can go bad, don't you think?
It might, yes, it
I
might.
think that for now, given that we don't have that many events, because we are basically creating an event system right now. Um, right now that we don't have stuff happening based on temporal stuff, we just have this once instance. Let's just keep it contained in a tuple. In the future, if we expand this notion of an action depending on the previous timestamp, then we do what you said.
Okay. Um, this is a struct where we have a position.
I mean, I hate the syntax to retrieve this later. Maybe we should make a full-blown struct with fields and so on. Start, maybe? Started, well, great.
Started. What's the type of that we get when we check time? Is it just an integer? I don't remember actually.
Oh, Raylib?
Yeah, from Raylib, because that's what we're going to use, right?
Well, I thought you would do some marketing about Zig's standard library or something.
We could, but we're already using Raylib for time, and we want our notion of time to be consistent across the project, right?
Are we using time already from Raylib? Where? Oh, we are using this on physics, maybe.
I think so.
So there is something about that going on.
It's not even an issue about the types
Get,
necessarily. It's a
I found it. It's 58.
58. Yeah, this.
What's the type?
Although this is get frame type. It's an F32.
From the last frame drawn. Is that what we want? I don't think that's what we want.
No, it's not. I think we have rl dot get time. Yeah, time since init window.
That
Is that
works.
what we want? It is,
Yeah, that
right?
works. That definitely works.
And it's an F64, so F64, I guess.
Yeah, so then when we are on detect resource, we need to call that function. Oh, actually, we're gonna call this one set action. Never mind.
Can I make this get a state instead? Well, we can't, right? Oh, but then we have to provide the time as an argument anyways.
No, we can make a convention that if you pass the state collecting resource there, we will always use the get current.
I don't think that's ideal, but okay.
I think that for now, given the semantics of collecting resource, I think it makes sense.
Uh,
No, but
well, we have to switch.
it should not be an action though. It should be a state then.
It should be a state. But then how are we going to pass the position?
You're right. Damn it. Um, I have a really bad idea.
Let's hear
Really,
it.
really, really, really bad.
I'm willing to hear it.
Okay, that's terrible. We can add a third argument on set action that receives any type.
Yeah, that. I'd rather not.
Yeah, I thought so. I really did.
Like, we're not doing any kind of meta programming here, so there's no reason to use any type if we don't have to.
Yeah, but if you're gonna just do what the switch doing an assignment, what's the purpose of this function? Are you gonna do a switch on the action and then do self action equals that?
I mean, I was thinking, okay, if we have a field telling when the action was updated, we could do this to set the field and make sure that the updated time is also set at the same time. But
No,
since
I
we are,
also wanted that. But then you came up with a good excuse, which is how you're gonna pass the position then.
no, 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 no. But then you convinced me that okay, let's keep the timestamp here restricted to just this particular state. And then that means that, okay, we need to pass the time and ignore it, which is not great. Because like
Uh,
if because like if we actually had action updated as an F64 separately, we could change this to just be
back to
messages
position.
position, and then set action would do two things. It would change self.action updated to be equals to rl.get time.
This is a function.
Uh, this is a function call. And it would change self.action to be action.
Let's keep it like that. Let's actually keep it like that. Yeah, it's fine. Um, then back to main.zig in the HUD. There, instead of line 68, we're gonna call set action, I guess.
Yeah, this is a function call, and this is the argument.
Yeah. Okay, now we can go back to draw resource progress bar. Cool. Um,
To do, remove redundant representation of reality. Is that fair?
yeah, that's okay. Now let's go back to draw resource progress bar. So what did I suggest again? I suggested us to make a function in resource.zig
Yeah.
that will grab the game state. Actually,
Actually, can't we put this also in set action? We can,
sure,
right?
sure. But then the to-dos need to move there as well.
Well, then it becomes one to do instead of multiple.
Multiple equals two. Okay.
I mean, there are only three numbers in computer science, right? 0, 1, and many.
uh,
Oops. Uh, self dot stats dot state
state
type
type
equals
equals to the action dot.
action.
No, no, no. That will not type check.
It will actually.
Wait. You're telling me that you are grabbing a field that has an enum, and you're telling me that you are doing an assignment with something that has a type of tagged union, and this will type
This
check.
no this only works because the tag type of this union is the same enum of this field.
But still, though, I'm looking on the left hand side. There is an enum thing, and on the right hand side there is something that is a tagged union. And you're telling me that A hidden process is happening in Zig that is just grabbing the tag.
Yeah, this is basically saying, okay, I have this block of data which has a tag and a payload, and I'm ignoring the payload
For a
essentially.
language that tries so fucking hard to do everything explicit, I'm very surprised they made the decision. But okay.
The reasoning here actually is because if you don't do it like this, two things. Either you have to use something like, I don't know, enum from union everywhere, or you need to do an explicit typecast, which is
Or
redundant because we already know the type of this thing, right?
or you introduce the notion that every single tagged union value can have a dot tag and done.
But then you cannot have a tag for your union.
Okay, so the decision was made that we're gonna do a hidden thing because we don't want to remove names from you.
Well, um, this is this is consistent with the notion of unambiguous type coercions
No, I'm not.
because,
I'm not denying any of that. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, and I'm not saying it's ambiguous. I'm just saying that it's not explicit.
but well, actually it is because you know the type of this and you know the type of this,
Yeah, and they are clashing. One is an enum, and the other one is a tagged union.
but they are compatible types because this type has the same information as this one plus some extra.
No, yeah, I'm like I said, I am understanding the rationale, but what you said is not written to me right now. You are saying something that is not written right now.
It is in
So
the documentation actually.
no, but if you're gonna go that argument, Marinho, then I can go and complain about a lot of the type inference here again. Anyway,
But the type, but the
let's
type,
go back.
but the type inference rules are also in the documentation actually.
Yeah, but remember last time that we had this discussion about. Well, back then the discussion was because I was having a misunderstanding. But a lot of the time, you use the argument against my argument, saying that nobody should have to have the documentation open to do that, to know this. And being a person that agrees that you should not have to have the browser open to do programming, I agree with that. So and I was kind of like I thought that was a good thing in the sense that everything was explicit. It is annoying sometimes, but at least you have the argument that it is explicit. And now I'm looking at this thing, and I feel like
Technic- Technically, this type is explicit. It's just not written here. It's written here.
no, I mean explicit that there is some sort of extra step being done in the equality there. Because, like I said, the left hand side has an enum and the right hand side has a tagged union. There just so happens they are compatible. You're right, but it's not explicit to me that there is an extra step being done here. But that's fine. I didn't I would never have guessed that myself. Anyway.
Uh, okay, we have this. Let me try to give you another example. You have this animation here.
Uh huh.
What if I wanted to do self.animation.frame counter equals 0?
Hmm.
What do you think should happen here?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to set this 0 here to these fields which has this type I32.
Yeah. So the left hand side has an I32 and the right hand side has a number.
It has a comp time int, which is a different type.
Yeah, but a comp time int, like there is a discrepancy here. An enum is not necessarily the tags of the tagged union, right? One is kind of bigger than the other semantically. Here we have two integers. We have at least two numbers. They are on the same realm
But
per se.
this number is bigger than this one because this can go up to, what is it, 65,000 bits?
No, I understand about what you said about compatibility, right? They are compatible. So that means that it's fine. It's just because the leap that we are doing on the line 35 is just, I would say it's too big, in fact. It is not just number compatibility and number conversion. It is something that is an enum and something that is a tag union that to me they are quite far off from each other.
But a union is literally just a pair of an enum and a payload.
No, I understand that one is a superset of the other, let's say. One is a subset of the other. It is just that I would expect Zig having these two types so um, I see them so separately that I was expecting Zig to treat them separately as well, I guess. Maybe it's a bias with me,
Uh,
but that could be the case. I confess,
to
that
be
can be the case.
to be fair, if the type of this enum was different from the type of the enum in this union, this would actually not type check.
No, that's fine. But like I understand that this is only doable because it just so happens that state is a comp time dependent on the enum of the action thingy. I understand that. I'm not complaining about that part. It's just because I would never guess the line 35 would work, even assuming they are one depending on the other.
Actually, that makes me think there probably is something in std.meta that does this for us.
Yeah,
Like
that probably. I would guess that probably.
enum union. Hmm.
Tag maybe.
Let's see, std.meta. Field enum, field type.
I was right. Tag.
Yeah, there is. Um, std.meta.tag, and we can get rid of this nonsense.
Cool. Doesn't compile.
But not because of this.
Ooh, action updated should needs to be an optional. Or that also works.
Actually, let's do this properly. std dot what is it? Math dot um, float mean.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right. Next.
Yeah, unused local constant. We are back to where we were doing stuff. Let's go back there. Cool. Um, yeah. So now my proposal is to make a function which is the drawing function from the resource.zig.
A function which is the drawing function. Sure.
What should the
So
drawing
now
what should the drawing function receive? The resource for sure.
you need to grab you need to get the resource, and you need to get
The
the
width and the height
time,
of the screen.
the width and the height of the string, and also you need to you need to know the time when we started collecting the resource.
Yeah, let's pass the entire game state in the resource then. A pointer to the entire game state, I mean.
Okay, so
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Just forgot. We forgot something really, really important. Go down there to the ifs again.
go down here.
We need to check that you are still pressing the key.
We need to check that we're still pressing the key. That is actually true.
That's a problem
Huh.
though. That's a problem because in order to know the key that we need to keep check, we need to pick the position, do a lookup again, grab the resource, and then the resource has the key. So
The
maybe this,
resource.
yeah, maybe this if can be inside draw resource progress bar then, maybe?
Wait, we don't. We it's possible theoretically to have multiple resource collection keys for each resource. Like
It
there's one
is.
for
It is.
why,
Um, I don't remember why I did it that way. There was a reason though. There was a reason.
but if we can only ever collect the resource that we're looking at, and we can only look at one thing at a time because of tiles,
Have I considered that you can regather multiple stuff at the same time then?
you did mention that.
Huh.
But the way that it is modeled right now, that's not really possible. We would have to change how the targeting works, like the action.
Uh, but then to change this right now, you would have to go to resources.zig and redo the entire shit there. Is that hard? Can we go there? Yeah, so there it is. 14, 20, 26. Instead of having that, the label and the key would be locked into having always the same key and the same key label. I think that's
Hmm.
what kind of what we are getting at, right?
Uh, we could still have this be a parameter, like part of the of a struct, but it would need to be a separate struct where we would need to have a key that's just for collecting resources, and it would need to be in a key bindings map, like where we have all the key bindings, I guess.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that if we hard code it in the future, we're gonna have to make it mutable because of the people changing key bindings.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if we're gonna allow people to change key bindings, to be honest. But okay. Especially given that it is not related to the keys themselves, but related to the layout of the keyboard. So even with a weird layout like yours, you can use the thing. Um, well, but we definitely should consider allowing people to change the key binding. So what is the fastest way to fix this? The fastest way is to just remove these fields from the struct and remove these from here and just fix the compilation errors.
Okay. Uh, Let me just do this for now. This should compile. It doesn't. There's no character in game state
Ugh.
in the HUD. On line 92. Game state dot.
Dot world dot character.
Right. Okay, so your suggestion is we get rid of the key and the key label here.
Yes. And on the static map,
No need for
and
any
then
of these.
compile and something will break given those changes, and then we fix it.
And then we fix it. Key is pressed value.key
Yeah, it's inside the main.zig in the HUD. It's where we were.
in the HUD.
64.
Line 64.
So instead of value.key, it's gonna be key r or whatever. I already forgot. Go to yeah, r. That works. Next year.
Next is the key label on the HUD resources. key.
936. Yeah, these instances should always be R, the string, literal.
Okay. Actually, we can do a trick here. We can do a trick. What if I keep the value.key here,
Yeah, I got
and
you.
then we say pub const key equals pub const. Actually, this is not quite it. Um, how do I do this? Uh, hmm. Yeah, no, that doesn't quite work.
What do you want to do?
You can actually make a field of a struct be a comp time value, but that doesn't quite work because we would still need to have like this in those three thingies here.
Really? That's a
Yeah,
little unexpected, but okay.
well, never mind. So, yeah, here we say tr, and here we need to say
The value key label. Just swap. Just do a grep on key label.
const key equals
Yep.
key label is just
Capital
r.
R. Yeah, in the
Oops,
future we're gonna have to make a man. That's gonna be a royal pain in the butt in the future, but okay. We're gonna have to make a mutable. Maybe not necessarily mutable, but we're gonna have to have a map of actions to keys in which the settings,
it's not a
uh,
board.
menu will allow the player to change.
Collect key label, and we say, okay, um, value
Nah,
key label. There are only two of them. Um, collect key label. And then here, instead of hard coding this, we say,
resources dot something, I guess.
that's not right. This is from HUD.resources actually. Resources collect key. There we go. Something still broken. It's not marked pub. Of course, it needs to be public.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay, now we can go back to the if down there on the main and check if the guy is still the key down thingy. Because if the key is not down, and actually if you are in collecting resources and the key is not down, you should get out of this state. We should reset the entire thing.
Okay, let's make a block here.
Resource consumption.
If we say if um,
rl.isKey down.
if the key is down and we say
Resources dot.
resources dot collect key,
Yeah, if this is the case, then you call draw a resource progress bar. Otherwise, we need to change. We need to set the action back to idle.
Okay, so character set action idle, and this is a
Perfect.
semicolon.
Let's see if this compiles.
It does actually.
Okay, finally, now we can go drawing. All of this to finally go drawing. Uh, so let's make a function. Let's say resources dot draw progress bar.
Resources.draw progress bar.
You pass the resource, and you pass the pointer to the you pass the game state first, and then the resource, and that's it. Now we just need to implement the
Uh,
drawing of this function. Yep. Let's make a public function with that name.
pub fun draw resource. Actually, it's just draw progress bar. No,
Yeah, draw progress bar.
it takes a game state, which is a
Which we
pointer.
don't have in here, by the way. We're gonna have to import it.
For
And
game state.
you also gonna have a resource, and the type of that is on messages. We also need to we need to copy paste that. It is not in here though. Copy from the other file. Cool. Geos me. Okay.
And this is going to return void, right?
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that we gotta do, go down to this all the way down to the bottom of this file. Okay, we are not extracting the width and the height in here. I'm passing them as arguments for some reason. Okay, can you go back to the file that we were before?
Here.
Yeah, keep going down. Up. Go up. Lines 46 and 47, copy that. Okay, we're gonna need those.
All right.
Okay, so now we need to discuss what is the width of the bar.
Off the top of my head, I want to say 1/3 width, but
Yeah, let's
that
make
might
that
be
a
too
const.
much.
Yeah, but let's make that a const. Uh, oh, a third of the screen? Damn!
Yeah, that might be too much. I think. Maybe.
Let's put at least 4 on that, dude. Okay. Actually, looking at my ultra wide monitor, that's still gonna be huge as fuck. So let's put 5.
By the way, serious use of bar in programming in real code. So 5 here, right?
Yeah, 5 there. Now let's establish the position. So go a little bit down. I think I already made this math before. Uh, yeah, 54.
54.
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be something along those lines. Copy the 49 as well. 49 until 58. Copy those.
Okay.
We're gonna do something pretty similar. Okay. Change the names instead of label box. It's gonna be bar.
Label box. Okay.
No, not bar box, just bar.
Uh,
Nice. Okay, so we have the width. Put that width on the x on line 23. Instead of having a separate constant, just put it in there. Width divided by 5.
mm,
Yeah, no, no, we can remove the plus 10. That was just padding probably on the other one.
okay, so
What
this.
about the height?
What about the height? I don't know actually.
Let's put 20.
20.
Yeah. Okay, now the position. The position is width divided by 2 minus the bar size divided by 2. So remove that middle one.
That middle one. Like
Yeah, yeah,
get rid of this.
yes, exactly.
Width divided by 2 minus half of the. Oh, right, because there's two of them.
Yeah, the height is still the same with this 162 magical value because then it's going to be exactly the same height as the batch. Uh, Now we need to draw the first rectangle, which is going to be the outer shell one. Um,
The inner one needs to be slightly smaller, no?
yeah, we can do this the both of them right now. Let's copy these bar size and bar positions and make inner versions of them.
Okay.
Um, okay, yeah. Okay, so the inner bar size is going to be probably uh, that minus 10,
Minus
and
10.
yeah, because it's going to be
Okay.
5 padding on both sides. And this is also
So
minus 10.
so 20.
We
Oh,
probably should use a constant now because the 20 and the 10 are now related. So maybe we should make a constant for that, such as bar height or something.
well, the height. Okay, bar const bar height.
20. Let's also do bar
Okay, this
width.
might be bar height. Bar
34.
width. Bar width.
Yeah, bar
Give me a
width as well.
second.
Yep. Why are you adding comp times into this?
Because there's no reason to compute this at runtime.
I thought Zig would do that automatically.
No, because this y is part of this vector, which depends on the width, which is a parameter that we get, so it's runtime null.
Okay, so the 95% of the code is now wrong then. We're gonna have to change that in the future.
Actually, to be more precise, by convention, if you have a const in a function body, that's runtime null unless the entire thing on the right hand side is comp time null, I guess, would be a rule of thumb. I guess this is kind of redundant actually. Well, either way, we were saying about the
Bar
width.
width. Yeah, bar width is gonna be width divided by 5. Let's also put inner padding as 10. No, 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 that is bar size x.
But bar
Because if you
size
change
X
the
is just
bar size, yeah, I know, for now it is the bar width. But if you change the bar size X in the future, this automatically recalculates the middle.
okay. Okay. Width divided by 2. Okay, and then inner padding, right? Padding.
Yeah, inner padding for the inner bar.
Equals 5.
No, no, no.
Should we
It's
double this?
yeah. This
Should
should
we
be
double
10.
this?
We're gonna divide it by later by 2. And width divided. Oh, 36 should be bar width.
36 should be bar width. 36. Oh, this line.
Yeah.
Bar width. Just bar width?
Yeah. That's it. Okay. Inner bar position. It's gonna be bar position plus inner padding divided by 2. Bar position X plus inner padding by 2. Yeah, that's it. Same thing for the Y.
Same thing for the Y. Okay, so just replace X with Y.
Yeah. Okay, now it's. Oh, wait a moment. Ooh, that's actually incorrect. Line 36. This is not what we want because the inner bar needs to do the math. So
The
let's do
inner
the
bar
math.
needs to do.
Yeah, we need to do the math now. We need to do the math between the I forgot the names. Go to line 15. Go to the messages.resource.
Line 15.
Yeah,
Messages.resource.
yeah, there are fields in there that we're gonna use to do the math. Yeah, so we need to grab the extraction amount and extraction time and multiply with quantity divided by capacity, something along those lines.
Actually, the amount doesn't matter, right? Like this is how much you're going to get at the end of a cycle. But the
Yes,
cycle only. But the only thing relevant for the progress bar is the time.
yes, actually yes. Um, okay, so we only need the extraction time then. Uh, we need to know the width of the inner. We need to grab the current time, subtract from the past updated time, and
RL dot
multiply
get
that.
time.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah, now we need to grab action updated. So const action updated equals to game state
game
dot
state
world dot
world
character dot
character.
yeah. And now we need to do regra de três. So if fuck me.
Just one over the other, no? Well,
No,
not one over
because
the other. Is
okay, so now plus extraction time is equal to 100% of the bar. Do you agree?
it is.
So that's 100%. So I'm doing regra de três literally. Uh, now plus extraction amount equals 100. We have now plus action update. Uh, that is equal to x. So, I mean, I think I need to type this down. I'm tired. Uh,
Const uh, collection end time equals now plus resource,
Resource,
if I can type, base
base
extraction
extraction
time, and
time.
this needs to be float from integer, semicolon.
Yeah, so this is the collection end time. This is equal to 100%
Now,
of the bar.
get time is in seconds, right? It is, okay.
Oh, but that's a problem. I think our extraction time is in milliseconds. What was the convention that we established?
I don't remember actually.
Cool. We're gonna discover this really quickly because if it's seconds and if it's 50 seconds, you're gonna wait a bunch. Uh, okay, add another const. Const collection current time,
Collection current time.
which is gonna be now plus action update. No, actually it's
Why?
now minus action update. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, collection end time is actually, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Collection end time is not now, it's actually,
It's actually action update plus that.
yeah.
And then the collection current time is now minus action update. That's how much time has passed.
Uh, that's how much time has passed. Well, action updates. Yeah, now minus action updated, I guess.
Yeah, we are a little bit slow, but we are getting there.
Actually, we don't need the collection end time, do we?
Yeah, we do because you're gonna multiply the other algebra by 100 and divide by this. That's the percentage of the bar.
Uh, no, I mean, we can just say like const bar percentage is equal to
A
is equal
hundred,
to
100 times
now minus um,
action update.
now minus action updated divided by the base extraction time, right?
I don't know if that's correct actually. Let me see.
And this needs to be clamped between 0 and 1, basically.
Oh, so you need to multiply by 100.
Why? If you're just going to divide by 100 later again.
I wouldn't divide by 100 at all. But wait, but
Look, if you wanna
I still don't get why you're not using the plus there. So we are grabbing now minus action update. That's how much time has passed since you started collecting the resource. And you're dividing that by the base extraction amount. That will give
time,
you a
base
number,
extraction time.
yeah, extraction amount, time, sorry. That will give you a number from 0 to 1, in theory, assuming that base extraction time is bigger than that thing there. And it should be.
Uh, Technically it can be out of bounds, but then if that happens, we need to do something.
Yeah, and then that's gonna give you a number from 0 to 1,
And
and
then
you
we just
want.
have to multiply it by this value here.
Yeah, so multiply. No, for the padding needs to get out of this math. So just multiply the bar width, I think. Oh, no, no, no. Actually, you're right, because. No, no, I take it back. You need to subtract the inner padding and then multiply. Because if you don't do the inner padding, that means. Yeah, that means that we're gonna. It's gonna make sense visually. You're gonna see. Um, Is that it? Oh, now we need to draw the stuff. This is just setting the stuff, the crap.
Float from int. Let's just say that this thing is, I don't know, f64 or whatever. But the vector2 takes a. Actually, this is a bit of a problem because get time is an f64, right?
Yes.
And this is an f64, which is also fine. This is an int, we can coerce it to an f64, but when we get to here, this needs to be an f32, which is mildly annoying.
Well, cast it. That's fine. I'm just thinking there are some corner cases that we need to take into account, such as if the quantity is 0, instead of having the inner bar, we should have something like a text saying depleted or something.
If the quantity is 0, you should not be able to continue collecting it at all, actually.
Yes, that's why the inner bar should not do anything. It would just be a text saying depleted. There is a little bit of a fanciness that I want to add later. No, we're not going to do this today, but I want to add the quantity slash capacity on the left side of the bar, on the right side of the bar. Sorry.
Okay.
So now let's draw the bars. So go down a little bit. At some point, yeah, there. Draw rectangle V's. I think we're going to use those.
I think we're going to use all of these, right?
We're not going to use rectangle lines, I believe, but sure.
Okay, just rectangle V's then.
Yeah.
Let's copy all of these and delete the middle one after. So,
So the first thing that you should do is to draw the background one. So this is the bar position and bar size. I don't remember if the primary is the white. Can you go there?
primary
No, the
is the
secondary is the
black.
white. The secondary is the white. So this should be primary. That's fine. And this one should be the inner one, and this should be secondary.
Is that it?
For drawing, yes, but I have a feeling that somewhere in the code we should be doing a set action to update the action updated. Because we need to keep updating that value, right?
We do.
Oh no, actually that's wrong. The action updated only matters when you start. And what is keeping the bar going is actually you're holding R, right?
But after you complete a cycle of collection, you need to reset the action updated anyways.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that today anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if this compiles. I guess.
Before that, we have a clamp function, don't we?
We have a clamp function of physics.
Physics, clamp. Is this value min max? Okay, those are all F32s.
Yeah, I think we should use Zigs because of the F64s.
Okay, std.math.clamp. This is a big expression.
Yeah, it's going Marinho's principle of fitting in half of the screen.
Collection time equals this thing, right?
Yes.
We don't need parentheses.
Imagine if this works first try. How crazy would that be?
Collection time divided by, this thing, which is const Uh,
Well, for a second I thought your internet went down.
no, this should be time collecting
Yes, that's a good name. And this is collection time.
collection time equals, and then we say F64 here, and we can get rid of this, semicolon, and we say clamp time collecting over collection time, and lower and upper are 0 and 1.
Damn, boys, damn.
Let's put explicit, yeah, like that.
Okay, I think it's time. Let's see if this madness works.
It
Okay,
builds.
no, it compiles, but that doesn't mean a lot in this particular case because we did a lot of math in there. Are you running the server and are you running the database?
I'm still running both.
I'm scared. I think
Localhost.
okay. Before we do the thing, let's bet. I'm gonna bet on segfault.
I don't think it's gonna segfault, but I think um, there's gonna be an issue with when the bar should stop rendering.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. If it doesn't segfault, I'm gonna bet on what Marin bet.
Okay, we're here. I'm looking at the rock. I'm staring at it, and it's not doing anything.
No, wait, but are you pressing R on your keyboard or are you pressing R in the conventional layout key of the conventional layout?
In the in QWERTY layout, which is the letter P on my keyboard actually,
And it's not doing anything.
and it's not doing anything.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Uh, let's add some prints, and if that's not enough, we're gonna do this another day.
All right.
Let's add some prints. Don't forget to log out.
Okay, first of all, we should add a print where we're doing the here.
Yes, we definitely should add in the before the to do, I guess.
SCD
Oh,
debug.
I have a bet. If you
Okay,
press and holds, it doesn't detect as a key pressed. It goes automatically to key down. I'm gonna bet on that.
key pressed. Hmm.
So I think the problem is that when you hold the first, I thought the first tick would go to pressed and all the onward sticks would be down, but apparently all of them may be down all the way from the start.
So this should be enough theoretically, if that's the case, right?
That should be enough, but let's add a print anyway. Ah, so close yet so far. God freaking
Uh,
damn it.
got here.
That's
All
compile
right.
time. Mm-hmm. Oh, builded it first. Builded it first.
All right. I need to do
Let's.
nix build hash client, and then I do the. Actually, it's easier to do like this, right?
Yeah. Uh, come on. Come on. I think you're gonna have the problem of the bar that you said. Like the bar will. Well, the bar will not overflow because of the clamp, but it will. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what will happen after you release the key. There's definitely should be an if on the release key of that.
Okay. I'm next to the rock. I am contemplating its rockiness.
That's
And
something. What? Wait, is that it? No, 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 it is
no,
growing.
it's filling up just very, very
So I
slowly,
think there is
apparently.
a I think we made the wrong convention somewhere about the milliseconds versus seconds scrap. And I think one side is the database is probably assuming milliseconds.
Okay, if I let go of the key, it properly empties the bar.
How though? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but the problem is we can't really know if I'm right or wrong because it's going to take forever for the bar to fill up.
Yeah, but to fix that is very easy. Get out, log out, go to the database. This is very easy to fix. Go to the inputs,
We could
inputs.sql,
uh, inputs not SQL.
second. We'll go all the way down. I think it's all the way to the bottom.
No, it's actually here.
Okay, so
Kind capacity 1 extraction amount. Oh no, kind capacity 50 extraction amount
a
1
thousand,
extraction time.
1600. That's gonna take ages, dude. If it's in seconds.
No, this is probably 1.6 seconds, I would guess.
Yeah, but then we need to choose. What are we gonna choose? The database being in seconds or the code being milliseconds? For the sake of granularity, I think we should do the code being milliseconds.
I agree, actually.
Okay, so let's divide
Okay,
by 1,000 somewhere there.
okay. Well, we don't need this anymore, right?
Yeah. I can't believe that worked. That's crazy.
Actually, I want to try something because I didn't build either before I ran the client. So let's change this to key pressed. Yeah, let's change this to this for a moment, and then not here. Uh, main in the
Resources.
HUD. No, resources, right?
We need to divide the things by thousands somewhere. Up there. Go up. Uh,
This
yeah, no,
doesn't
yeah, but there's also another problem. The
collection
time
time.
elapsed, the elapsed time is also in seconds, though, in Raylib. So we need to
No,
divide the
no,
time
no, no, no,
collecting, I
no.
think.
Collection time is just collection time millis by 1,000, right?
Oh, this puts us back to seconds. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. Okay, so you undid the down to pressed again, right?
Yeah, because I want to check if the problem was because I forgot to build.
Yeah, that there's a solid chance that was the problem. But I also think we should change it press to down again. I don't think it's going to work. I'm really glad Raylib has this. It does all of this bouncing nonsense because I did this by myself with a microcontroller before, and having to care about the bouncing of signals is just a shitty experience.
Okay, we're looking at the rock. We are admiring its beauty. And I pressed the wrong key. Yeah, pressed actually works. And it didn't overflow,
Well, of course it doesn't because of the clamp.
but it also didn't go away. or reset?
Oh, but that's because after we have a completion of a cycle, we can do this right now if you want, if you have the energy. But after you have a cycle completed, which means that the clamp is equal to 1, we need to change the state of the character to be something else. And we should also trigger an inventory thing.
But we don't have an inventory yet.
But you can make a print just to signal that the inventory would be have changed or something. So
All
if the
right.
bar percentage is 1, that means that we draw it, but after line 55, we need to do the if after drawing. But here's the thing.
This is a
Should we
drawing function.
exactly exactly. So maybe we should return the percentage from this function. Nice. But change the type, the return type.
Yeah, this needs to be.
Okay, now when on the color of this, we do that check that we were talking about. If it's 1, that means it's done, and we just do a print. Actually, it's kind of a complicated thing. Add, yeah, do that. Equals to 1.
Equals 1.
You're gonna do 3 prints in there.
Okay.
Um, um, added resource to inventory. Actually, you do string interpolation. You have the resource, so you can do resource.kind. We can even check different types of resources.
Resource dot kind, right?
Yeah. This is the first print. The second print will be sending the new inventory to the database.
Okay, just give me one moment. Resource dot kind. Oh,
What's the problem?
okay. We don't have an explicit type. Actually, let me just. The resource table has. The resource table has a thingy. Where is it? Yeah, messages.resource. Resources.
No, main.
Actually, main
Main in hub.
in HUD. Yeah, I'm going to add an explicit type annotation here just to help LSP do its thing.
Sure.
And this should still compile actually. Why did I do that? I can just do Zig build. And that's way faster. Okay, so it compiles, so it means this is correct,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means
yeah. But add the other prints because we need. These are like to dos for us later. So add something to the inventory, and then the next print should be uh, send updated inventory to the database.
actually we can just do this. Send updated inventory to database, and then
Uh, that's actually it for now. But
reset collection time,
yes, reset
right?
collection time. Okay, but before this if on line 95, we need to do another if, which is we need to check that resource.quantity is greater than 0.
Uh, if it's greater than 0, we do what?
We do the next if.
If it's not greater than 0, then we can just return, right?
Yes. And I know you want to combine the ifs, but I think that's a bad idea because I want to add a print just in this case.
No, I was gonna do an early return actually.
Yeah, no, but let's add a print here because in the future this is gonna be let's actually add a to do and a print. The to do will be show this to the user that the resource is depleted. But I also want a print on the terminal to detect this case. I think they were missing an A
Okay,
somewhere.
missing an A.
Yeah, depleted I think has an A, no? Am I wrong?
No, it does not actually.
Okay. So let's print that resource depleted.
Okay.
Okay, now let's compile for the final time. This should be enough.
Did you know about this kind of string literal lemmos?
I didn't.
It's very convenient.
It is.
When um and actually, actually, let me send this elsewhere for the moment so we can see the logs here.
Yeah, that's a good call. Ooh, 2.5 hours, but I think we did it. We are missing the server side of this thing, but that's fine.
I am observing the mineral richness of the land.
Yeah. Okay, wait,
Yeah.
wait. What happened there? Reset
Well,
collection time. Object rock to inventory. Send updated
yeah,
inventory to database.
because we're not actually resetting the thing, so it's going to spam this message when the bar gets full.
Oh, okay. Let's go to the tree and try the chopping. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, boys. Okay, log out. Let's change the height of the bar to 30 and commit and call it a day.
All right. Um, all right. Change the height of the bar. Right? It's in
Yeah,
the
resources.
main resources. Oh, I'm already. No, I'm not.
Hello? Marinho? Oh no. Oh, you're back.
Dot.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yes.
Yeah, you cut. Your connection was lost for a moment. Let's change the height to 30 and call it a day.
Yeah, I just did it actually. I'm just double checking if there's nothing we missed.
Damn! But that we did it, dude.
It's it's almost like we know what we're doing, you know?
We did it. Come on. Come on.
Decision making, constants, we draw the bar, and the bar height is indeed 30 now, as you can see.
Nice.
And
Ooh, we did a lot today, man. Very productive.
we did. And we still need to remove the redundant representation of reality. That's for
Yeah,
later.
yeah. That's gonna be definitely later. But I'm gonna finish the recording now.
Okay, let me just commit everything.